Hello, my name is Dr. Marina Klemenko, and I'm going to go over quickly with you in this video over the topic of romantic relationships that I cover in my developmental psychology class. And the information will come from the textbook that I use in my class, Revel Lifespan Development, A Topical Approach, 4th edition by Robert Feldman. Okay, we will start with the concept of dating. This refers to a type of social interaction that is meant to lead to intimacy and perhaps even to marriage. Dating seemed to be acceptable now, even encouraged in adolescence. In addition, dating in, again, modern time can be seen as a form of entertainment and can even help obtain prestige. It can also help develop a sense of identity. Again, we're talking about dating in adolescence. And it does affect adolescents' development of romantic schemas, their representation what romantic relationships should be like. And this could be positive or negative, depending on the experiences that they have. And by the way, in my class, we talked a lot about the effect of parenting on child development. And so here as well, research shows that healthy parent-child relationships that parents have with the adolescent children helps adolescents to form healthy dating skills and actually avoid risky sexual behavior and develop, again, a healthy dating schema. Now let's turn to the concept of love. What is love? How do developmental psychologists define it? First, it is not more of liking someone, it's different. Some of the main physiological signs of feeling love are, and I quote from the textbook, intense physiological arousal, all-encompassing interest in another individual, recurrent fantasies about the other individual, and rapid swings of emotion. But you probably want to say that not everyone always feels this kinds of love. For example, if you love for your parents, siblings, you feel different things, and that's true. Psychologists will categorize, or at least have two forms of, that they'll say that there are at least two forms of love. One is passionate or romantic love. And this kind of love will give you those feelings of intense physiological arousal, fantasies, the current fantasies, all those things that I mentioned in the previous slides. When it comes to what causes those kinds of feelings, what causes someone to fall in love, at least one theory, labeling theory of passionate love, suggests that it usually you have to have two things happening. You will feel an intense physiological arousal towards someone. This could be feeling sexual arousal, could be even feeling jealousy. And if you pair that with situational cues, meaning when you as an individual, you may interpret that as a feeling of love, then you will feel like you fell in love or you're falling in love. In other words, we tend to interpret those feelings as feelings of love. Also, some psychologists believe that labeling those emotions as love is a cultural thing. In other words, in our culture, in Western cultures, it's appropriate to label those kinds of feelings as love. Perhaps it's not always the case in all cultures. And the second type is companionate love. And this is the type of love that you would feel for your parents, your siblings, maybe even your pets. A strong affection that we have for those with whom our lives are deeply involved. Now, there's another theory by Sternberg, a triangular theory of love. And this theory kind of provides a more nuanced definition and explanation of different kinds of love that we may have for different people. But it starts with three essential elements of love: intimacy, which is a feeling of closeness, affection, and connectedness with someone; passion, which is those characterized by those different physiological feelings, strong feelings of attraction. And then the third one is decision commitment component, which is when we feel like we want to have a long-term relationship, and see that person, be committed to that individual. And so according to this theory, we may have different degrees of these three elements. We may have high level of degrees of passion and maybe lower level of degree of intimacy, and vice versa. And that would explain different forms of love, more than two types of love. So for example, we could think of three, psychologists would give you the names of three types of love. One is companionate love, which I already mentioned earlier, is that the one where you would have high level of intimacy and commitment, but perhaps lower level of passion. Whereas on the other hand, if you have a reversed scenario where you have a high level of passion, but lower level of intimacy or commitment, then we would call this fatuous love. Someone may experience that instead. And the third one actually seems to be the best because it has high levels of all three, high level of intimacy, commitment, and passion. And perhaps that's more of the ones that maybe many people would love to find and maintain, this consummate love.